Hello everyone, welcome for this new tutorial. So today we'll have a look at Measureit. That is a tool in Blender that allows you to put some measures directly into your 3D view, but allows you to make some kind of blueprints like this. Okay, so let's have a look at this. And first of all, we'll go to this file here will be available, but you can do it. It was the last tutorial I made, so I will put you a link into the description. So first of all, let's go there and go into preferences, and we will search for Measureit. Okay, here, and we will just enable this into the add-ons. Okay, and when you have enabled this, you just have to save preferences like this. Every time you will open Blender, it will refresh itself and comes back directly. So here we'll go to view, and we will focus a little more into the 3D view there. Okay, and we will have the Measureit tool. So to focus only into one sub tab here, you just have to make control click, and like this only one is opened. So like this I will just focus on Measureit tools like this. And the first thing you don't have to forget is to use the show. So how it works basically for the segment, it's very simple actually. You just make a double vertex selection by shift and left shift click, and you just have to make segment. And you will tell me nothing happened. Yeah, it's normal. You just have to click on show, and it will give you the measure between your two vertices. Okay, so it's perfect. Into the items here, you have different options. You can just use the units as well. So we would like some millimeters because we did model this into millimeters last time. You can, if you want, hide the measurement units if you need. You can add the scale if you need. You can override if you want after, but I will explain this later because it will it overrides all the parameters that we will change after. So you have so basically it works like that. You select two vertices, you add a segment, and you have your measure between the two. So you can enter into each measure that you put inside. So first of all, you can rename it. If you want, you put a 16, and here you put a 96 like this. You are sure to can focus well on what it is. So if I open here the parameters of my 16 here, we can just have different options here. I have the size of the font, I have the left, center, right align. If I put a right align, it goes that way. Okay, so I would like a left align. You have the possibility to increase the distance if you want. Okay, and to increase or decrease the distance into the X and the Y axis of the text only. Okay, you can use a simple line or a triangle or T-shape. I will use a triangle. It seems more like an arrow. It's more visible for what I see. I prefer to do it like this, and a size of 8 will be better, I guess. And here you have the possibility to use the automatic position, so it takes 45 degrees angle, so something like that. And it's good, but you can manage it manually if you want and put it into the x-axis, or for example the y-axis here. Okay, so if you put 0x and 1 on the y, it will go that way. Okay, we would like to keep into the x-axis. It was good, so we'll keep it like this. And now we have our arrow well in place. So when it's finished, you can just go ahead into the second one. So I will just keep the left line, increase the distance too, and use the arrow as I want. Triangle, and 8. Okay, and then remove automatic position, and this time I will use -1 into the y-axis if it wants. So I will decrease that, and I will have something like that. Okay, so basically it's what we want. And you can add a lot of measures like that. Just it will continue to add some items there. Okay, but you have the possibility to decrease the time you spend on each parameters like that. Just you have a global configuration there, so you choose the color of the text if you want. Yeah, you can change the color too. I will use it after. I will show you how it works. But you have a global configuration there, so you can use, for example, 10 of separation. Separation is a distance. I don't know why you put separation there and here you put distance. It should be distance and distance everywhere. So please guys, you can change it. It will be easier. We will keep the left line. We will keep the triangle shape, and we will keep it at 10 or 8 as you want. And after whatever you add, it will always be with these parameters. So now if I click on this from here to there, okay, I will just add a segment again, and it will keep this parameter. After I just have to go here, put 32, okay, and remove the automatic position and put it into the one I want. For this one is -1 into the x-axis, okay. And I will put several measurements like that, just with the angle, not an angle, sorry, segment, okay. Another one, okay. This one will be 64. It's not mandatory to rename it, but really it's better after to see what you have. So this time I don't have to change anything, it's good like that. So it will be the same for here. For example, let's say I would like another. Let's add another segment. It will add this one. So I will go inside and remove the automatic. Put this at 0, put this at 1. Okay, same for that one. I would like another segment. Hide that one. Expand this one. Okay. Remove this one. Put 1. Put 0. And I have the measures. And you can basically see how to add measures just like that. Okay. But you don't have only the measure between segment for a segment like that. You have the possibility to measure an angle, an arc, an area, a surface. So let's go for the angle. The angle is simple. You just have to select 3 points, like from that one to that one, okay? And the angle is the second vertex that you did selected, and you just select angle there, and you have a 90 degrees angle. And as it's an angle, and as I don't want to mix it with the others, okay, I would like just to put it into another color maybe. So maybe this one I will call it 8, this one I will call it 24, and this one I will call it angle. Okay, and I can put it maybe in a red color like that. We will have something different, and you can enter into the options there. You can put it inside if you want. It will be easier to recognize that we talk about that. Okay, so good for this one. And you can put another angle like this one, for example, from here to there. Let's go there and angle. Okay, the same way we will just put it in the same color. So I will just make Ctrl C and Ctrl V just by pointing my cursor there, and Ctrl C, Ctrl V, like this. I will have my second angle there. And here what we have to just to expand a little and align well what we will need. Okay, so like this we'll put it inside, and we know that we talk more about that, maybe a little more into the X and to the Y axis, something like that. Okay, same for that one, let's say. Okay, from here to there, another angle. and let's go for that one, same, Control C, Control V, expand the good one, Control C, Control V. Okay, and here we should put this one somewhere there. Okay, so we have basically the possibility to add angles and to add some measures. And what if I would like to measure this arch here? Okay, so I would like to measure this arch. For doing this, I will just go and select 3 points to that are inside this arch, so like the first one, the one in the middle, and the one in the end. Okay, and then I select arc, and I have the measures of my arc. Okay, I can go into the parameters there. I can increase or decrease distance just to see a little more. I will decrease the distance here. You can keep the radius or not. You can keep the length or not. The length is the global length here. Okay, so I will remove it. It takes too much space. And you can keep or not the angle if you need. Okay, so let's say I would like from this one to that one too. Okay, and it will be an arch again. I will go into the parameters, decrease the distance, and remove the length. It takes too much space. Okay, good. So you have this possibility to, as it's something different, we can use another color, like for example, let's take a green this time. Okay, and we will take a green for this one, Control C and Control V as well. Okay, same thing from here. Take the middle one, take that one. Okay, and the possibility to add an arch as well. Okay, same thing. You can go ahead, Control C, Control V. Okay, expand a little, decrease the distance, put it inside if you want. Okay, remove the length, takes too much space, and you have what you need. Okay, so that's it for the arch. Now we have the possibility to add even more things, like for example not distance, surfaces area. Okay, so the best for this is to go into faces selection, 3 into 3 to have the shortcut, and we will select for example this surface there, and we will go into area. Okay, and it will add the area, so it measures it into square millimeters. And you can change the color as well. This time I will take maybe something like light yellow, something like that. I deselect everything and I have this. You can change here where you put the text as well. So I will just put it really in the middle of the surface like this. We understand that we talk about that. And it will be the same for the color of the text. The best is to take something similar to the one you use, but a little bit more like this. Okay, maybe, yeah, something orangey like that, and a little darker. Good. And now you will have your surface that will appear there, and it works for any surface. So if for example I say I take this surface, I can measure it to or whatever. But yeah, it was just for the example that we can measure any surfaces, like for example that one, and let's add another area there. Let's take the same colors, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Okay, and put the text into the right place, like for example let's move the X and the Y axis to have it into the middle, like somewhere here. Okay, so basically it's this kind of workflow that you will use to add measurements into your 3D view, but you can render it too, and it's really helpful, because if you want to export this into a 2D document, like an image or a file or whatever, you cannot do it just like that. Or you could for example make a screenshot of what you have into the 3D view, But when you just make a render here, nothing will happen, nothing will appear into your render. So you have to set up a little your scene before. The first thing you will have to do is to add here, I show you the shortcut to go to make a screen. So if you want to make a screen, you just go somewhere there. Okay, expand a little bit, something like that. Okay, and just you go into window and save screenshot. Okay, and after you will just save the screenshot somewhere. It will be into a PNG file. Okay, but here we would like to make a proper render with a shader on into our object. Okay, so we'll go into object mode. We will add with Shift A camera. And this camera will appear into the center of our scene. We would like just to have this camera with the right location. So to do that, we will go into camera view with 0, numpad 0, and we will go into the view there and lock camera to view, and we will, with the scroll, we will just zoom out of our scene. With the camera, lock camera to view, you can just manage like into the 3D view. So I turn around like this with the middle mouse, okay, and with Shift middle mouse I will just move my view like that, okay, and with the scroll I will zoom in and zoom out. So really simple to add a camera like that. I will just remove this option for now. We will go into camera options, and we will remove the perspective because we want orthographic mode. Into a blueprint it's never in perspective, so don't do this mistake, and you just increase or decrease the orthographic scale. It depends on what you want. Okay, so something like that is not that bad. I will just make my framing a little better. Something like this seems a good compromise, okay, to have all the measures inside the view like this. So I will just remove the lock camera to view now, and we would like to focus more into our object and into our shading for a moment. And to remove all these measurements, you just have to hide it, and that's it. The informations are stored into the object itself. So that's why you can add several objects and several measurements like that, and it's a very powerful tool actually. So what we will have now is the possibility to make a render. So let's go there. We will choose cycles. So I choose cycles because into Eevee for now it seems that freestyle is not totally functional yet for the tested. For my test that I make, it wasn't really a good experience. So for now I will use cycles, but later I'm sure that Blender 2.8 will have the possibility to render it in Eevee and to go even quicker. Okay, so we would like to have a good view and good shading into our object. We don't like this increment there, so we will select our object there. With a right click we will select shade smooth, and it makes crazy stuff like that because we have a lot of triangles everywhere and it's not easy to make shading smooth with this. So what we will do, we just go there into modifiers and add here edge split modifier. So an edge split, what it does actually, it takes sharp edges like this, okay, and separate little objects. So this surface is an object, this surface here is an object, this surface is an object, and like this the smooth shading works better. So we are ready to make a first render. We'll go there, and I will go into my GPU compute, make a render like 64, it's enough just to go quicker, and I just make a quick render just to have something. So what we will have there will be something like that. Not really something useful, but we have already the lines with freestyle, so it works well. But I would like more light, so I will go into render view there, and I will add with Shift A light. It will be the sun, okay? And with GZ I will just put my light somewhere here and make a rotation, and a rotation into the Z-axis. I will go into my my here light settings, I will just increase the strength, so maybe a strength at 10 should be good. Okay, and I will just decrease the size here like 0.0.1. Like this it will make a sharp a nice sharp shadow there, and it will be easier to make a representation of our object. So maybe 10 is a little too much, like 5 should be good. Okay, and we will increase a little the global lighting just by use the surface, just by light a little more the surface of our world. Okay, like this we have something like that. Now we should have something almost ready to render. We still have a lot of noise into our render. If I go to render result here, we will have some noise, and especially now that we did add a light. So what I will do, I will just go there and enable here the denoising. Okay, and that's it. Now we are ready to render. So I will make a render with F12, and normally we should have something sharp, smooth there, with nice shadow and with lines. Yeah, so it's really this kind of representation that we want to make. Now we would like to add all this stuff into our render. Okay, but if I do a render just like that, it will not work, because here into the Measureit tool we have a render here available there, and it makes, when you click on render, what it makes a PNG, not a PNG, it makes an image, a rendered image with the camera setting and everything, but with all the measurements, with an alpha value that makes you the possibility to add to make an alpha over into your render. But to do this, we will use a compositing. So let's go into the compositing here interface. We will just click here to use the image editor there, and we will just click on use node, and we will see our original render, and we would like to mix it with the Measureit output that is here. And to mix this, you just have to click and drag the image there, and like this you just have with Shift A color alpha over, will allows us to mix the original one with the alpha over 1. Okay, and just click and drag into the composite. And like this, what you have now into your render is everything into the same render. Okay, so let's say you tell yourself, okay, it's good, but maybe the colors are not good. I would like everything in black. Okay, and everything a little thicker, because yeah, it's really thin. It's not easy to see. Okay, so good. Let's go into the options there. We come back to the layout, and I told you about in the beginning about this configuration. No, not here. Measureit tools, configuration there. It's not that one. Yeah, you have to go into edit mode or it will not work. And here you have the possibility to override everything. Okay, so here everything is in red, and me, I would like it in black, for example. Okay, or whatever. Yeah, dark red, something easier to read. Okay, and you can increase the width of the lines. So be careful, because it really depends on your render size. If you increase your render size, your arrows will be thinner. So I put a within of 3, and if I do another render now, Measureit render, and come back to my compositing, okay, I will come back to my Measureit output again. Okay, just to refresh it, and like this I will come back to my render result and I will have everything available there. Okay, so that's it for the presentation of Measureit. As you can see, it's not really complicated. The most difficult part is in the end to put it into your render, but just to have something to share like this directly in the 3D view, it's really powerful. So I really like this tool when it's time to share some measurements somewhere. So that's it for this tutorial. Have a good end of year. For me, I don't know when this tutorial will be released, but have a good end of year, and see you next time.